I think for the mums out there watching, I think it's really, really common, and the mums that I also work with, is like this overthinking at night, and then it going into your sleep, bringing it into your sleep, and then bringing it into your dreams. So I think that's a really, really common problem. So it'd be really great to do some tapping on this and see if we can release some of this for you, for the people watching, and see if we can help you get a better night's sleep tonight.
That would be great.
If you're watching this and you know anyone who would also benefit from having a good night's sleep tonight, please hit the share button so that this can reach as many people as possible. So for those of you who haven't done EFT tapping before, it stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. It's like acupuncture for emotions without the use of needles. And it has an effect, a calming effect on the amygdala and in the brain, which is the part of the brain which is responsible for the release of cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So it just calms the whole system down. So if you do tap along with me, you agree to take responsibility for your own well-being. So when you think about, let's take a specific dream. So the one specific one that you said you had recently was the trip to the airport. Is that right?
Mm.
So
believe me, I'd love to be going on a trip away, and that's because it's not even that's not even happening. So that's maybe a wish list thing. But then the irony is I don't get there and I don't make it. So
is that, when you think about all the dreams that you've had recently, is that which one stands out for you when you just think about the ones that you've?
That probably is one that I remember a little bit more in more detail. Sometimes they're quite vague, or I suppose maybe they're not at the time, but my memory of them by the time I wake up, because I think we all do, I'm not sure, have quite a few dreams. And then they sort of, they merge, and you forget some of them in the detail of what you're having it. But that one stands out recently because I remember the frustration of, I'm putting stuff in the case. Why am I not ready? I just need to get in the car. Why is the car not there? That maybe it was the frustration that helped me remember it.
Brilliant. So for those of you watching, if you have a dream that you remember, you can tap on that dream because we're going to be tapping on the dream. So if we had to give that airport dream a title, it could be the airport dream, it could be something else. What would the title be for that?
I guess trying to get somewhere.
Trying to.
That makes sense to me.
And when you think of somewhere, is that the airport or is it a bit more general?
Yeah, see, the thing, I guess it's not really about an airport because, like I said, I'm not actually going anywhere. Believe me, if I was and I missed my flight, I'd be gutted. But I think it's more just a general reflection on perhaps trying to get somewhere.
Okay, but when you think about that memory, it's trying to get to the airport.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And when you think about that big dream of trying to get to the airport, and you mentioned that you feel you were left with the frustration, on a scale from 0 to 10, if you were to tune into that frustration now, what if you were to fully vividly immerse yourself in that dream, what would the level of frustration be?
So it is 10 out of 10 that ultimately frustrated. I get the irony. I felt it kind of increase as the dream went on, if that makes, because you think there's still a chance I can make it, just pack quickly, get in the car, go. But it was like at every stage, there was like a new obstacle. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, okay, I finally got the case ready. Where's the car? Or the car, got lost or gone in the wrong direction. Or I think it increased as we went along. So probably by the end of it, probably was sort of 9 or 10 out of 10.
And can you feel that 9 or 10 now as you think about the dream?
Yeah, to a degree, but like kind of from a distance, you know what I mean? Like it's safe in the knowledge that it was just a dream, whereas obviously at the time it was just like, why can't I just get there? I couldn't understand why it was all going wrong either.
Okay. And so would you say it's like a 2 or 3 or a 5 or 6 right now when you think about the dream?
Maybe sort of 6 or 7.
Okay, so you can feel that 6 or 7 now.
Oh yeah, I can definitely I'm sort of empathizing with that frustration, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Brilliant. And where do you feel that frustration in your body right now?
it's really in my stomach, or it's sort of in my guts kind of thing. Like they're kind of like it's getting tense and tying in a bit of a knot. It's like, I'm not going to make it.
Okay. Thank you.
Also probably a little bit of heart racing as well, you know, that kind of like adrenaline, and
okay,
maybe we can still make it.
Fantastic. And you can connect with those feelings now. Brilliant. So we're going to start with tapping on the side of the hand.
Does it matter which one?
No, oh sorry, yeah, either side, both sides, it doesn't matter. So just take a couple of deep breaths as you're tapping on the side of your hand. And another deep breath. And just repeat after me. And we're working as a team, so if any of my words don't match how you're feeling, just let me know. And for those of you watching, I'm going to be tapping on what Kathryn's feeling. So you can either use our words, or you can change the words to match what you're feeling in the moment. So even though I had this dream, and I have it quite often, called trying to get somewhere. And in this case, it was the airport. And I can still feel that frustration. I acknowledge how I feel. And that's okay. I'm tapping through the points, so we're going to do the top of the head. Either hand again is fine. That dream. And on the beginning of the eyebrow, I'm trying to get somewhere. Side of the eye. The frustration. And under the eye. The frustration increases as the dream goes on. Under the nose. The stuff isn't in my suitcase. And on the chin. I'm not on the right train. And on the collarbone point, which is slightly to the side of the center, so just using the whole palm of your hand. Exactly. I'm really trying to get somewhere. And under the arm, which is on the bra strap. And it's so frustrating. And top of the head. And I can feel that frustration now. And on the eyebrow, I can feel that tension in my stomach. Side of the eye. It's like being tied in a knot. Under the eye. The feeling that I'm not going to make it. And under the nose. And my heart's racing. And on the chin point. All of this frustration. And on the collarbone. And these recurring dreams. Under the arm, trying to get there. And just put your hands in the center of your chest, say transform, and take a deep breath.
Sorry, say transform.
Yeah.
Okay, transform.
So that was your first round of tapping, and I'm going to ask you in a minute, when you think of the frustration now, whether the level, when you think about the dream, has gone up, stayed the same, or gone down. For those of you watching, yeah, one of those three things may have happened. If your feeling of whatever your emotion you've been working on has gone up, it simply means that you're actually beginning to focus on it now, and that that you're bringing it to your conscious awareness, because maybe you've been busy rushing around all day and now you're sitting down to tap on this and suddenly you're focusing and it feels bigger and stronger, and that's okay, because we're going to do some more tapping to actually calm it down. Sometimes the levels stay the same, and again, that's okay. There's a lot we can do if that's happened, and hopefully the levels would have gone down. Other things that you might experience are tingling in your body, or a sense of lightness, maybe more energy, maybe less energy. Maybe you've noticed that you've been sighing a bit, or a little bit of yawning. So all those are signs that the energy is moving. So for you, Kathryn, I just wondered, it was just a single round, but whether there's been any change on when you tune into that level of frustration, the heart racing and the knot in your stomach. Has anything changed there?
I'd say it has reduced a bit, actually. I feel a little bit more detached from it, like I'm almost sort of observing it, and it's sort of in the past, and it's not so pressing, not so frustrating.
Beautiful. So the frustration now, it was a 6 or 7. What number would you give that now, if you were to guess the number of that now, to really?
Yeah, maybe a 4 or 5.
Thank you. So let's do another round. And is it still a feeling of tied in a knot in your stomach and heart racing, or are there different sensations?
They're still there a little bit, I have to say. Yeah, it's like I can sort of feel. Yeah, I think if ever I feel a bit of sort of anxiety or frustration, I could definitely feel. I think it in my sort of guts, but also a little bit in the heart, sort of feeling a little bit unsettled. But I do on the whole feel a bit more calm. I wouldn't say like totally relaxed, but sort of definitely a bit more.
Brilliant.
Sort of calm. Yeah.
And if you're watching, just do type in the comments whatever's coming up for you, and maybe I can build that in as well. So let's do another round. Are you okay to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So even though
I've
got some of this frustration left, and I acknowledge that that's how I feel, and I soothe and comfort myself. And even though I have these dreams, they're all the same theme. Trying to get somewhere. And they make me feel so frustrated. And there's some of that frustration left. I wonder if it might be possible to let a little bit more of this go. And tapping through the points, top of the head. This recurrent dream. I'm trying to get somewhere. This remaining frustration. This remaining tense feeling in my stomach. This remaining feeling of a knot in my stomach. This remaining heart racing feeling. This remaining frustration. Trying to get somewhere. Trying to get to the airport. Can't get my stuff in the case. I'm not on the right train. Can't get to the airport. I'm going to miss my plane. This remaining frustration. I wonder if I can let a little bit more go. I wonder what that would feel like. To release a little bit more frustration. so that I can feel calmer.
So that I can feel calmer.
And more relaxed.
And more relaxed.
Calming my mind.
Calming my mind.
So that I can sleep peacefully.
So I can sleep peacefully.
And easily.
And easily.
And if I do remember my dreams.
If I do remember my dreams.
It's a pleasant feeling.
It's a pleasant feeling.
And say transform and take a deep breath.
Transform.
When you tune in now to the level of frustration, when you think of trying to get somewhere, trying to get to the airport, what would you say the intensity is from 0 to 10 now on the frustration?
I think it's quite low. I don't feel sort of het up at all really about it. Almost like I'm like I said, I'm even further removed from it, and I can just sort of see it that it was perhaps just a dream that has visited, and I would hope doesn't feel the need to keep coming back to sort of haunt me. Yeah, I put it near a sort of 3.
3, wonderful. And does it feel like you could let go of that remaining frustration, or is there a part of you that you think might be holding on to it right now?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one to say. Like I said, I feel quite far removed from it at the moment. So that's quite good. Like I almost feel like it's not even bothering me. Whatever residue is there isn't even bothering me. It's just hard to know whether, of course, I might experience it again, and I can imagine it would ramp back up again if it were to happen. But at the moment, I'm just feeling quite removed from it and not bothered by it actually, which is nice.
And the tension in your and knot in your stomach, how's that?
It's not so much there actually. I'm just feeling quite relaxed, quite grounded actually. It's quite nice. I'm just sort of enjoying just being here. It's actually quite warm as well through the window, which is nice. But just, instead of perhaps always thinking what next, what now, what else, I'm not really thinking about that just at the moment.
Wonderful. And how's your heart, the racing heart?
It's not really racing.
Great. Should we do one more round?
Yeah. As long as I don't fall asleep or something. I don't know if that would be like the ultimate sort of
Even
though
I'm feeling so much calmer.
I'm feeling so much calmer.
More grounded.
More grounded.
And I don't want to fall asleep.
I don't want to fall asleep.
At least not right now.
Not right.
And there's a little bit of frustration left.
There's a little bit of frustration left.
I wonder if I could let that go fully.
I wonder if I could let that go fully.
So that I can be fully present.
So I could be fully present.
In this moment.
In this moment.
Without wondering what next.
Without wondering what next.
Without wondering whether I'm going to get there in time.
Without wondering if I'm going to get there in time.
Without wondering whether I've done everything I need to do.
Without wondering if I've done everything I need to do.
In order to be ready.
In order to be ready.
I wonder if I can let that feeling go fully.
I wonder if I can let that feeling go fully.
And allow myself to totally relax.
Allow myself to totally relax.
Without falling asleep.
Without falling asleep.
Just alert relaxedness.
Just alert relaxedness.
Of being present and grounded.
Being present and grounded.
I'm open to that possibility.
I'm open to that possibility.
And tapping through the points, starting with the top of the head. Releasing a little bit more frustration.
Releasing a bit more frustration.
Welcoming relaxation.
Welcoming relaxation.
welcoming groundedness,
welcoming groundedness,
welcoming presence,
welcoming presence,
welcoming mental alertness,
welcoming mental alertness,
with clarity and calmness,
and calmness,
relaxed presence,
relaxed presence,
releasing remaining frustration,
releasing remaining frustration,
so that I can be fully present and focused
so I can be fully present and focused
with my day-to-day activities.
with my day-to-day activities.
And I'm open to the possibility
I'm open to the possibility
of trusting that I can bring this calmness and relaxation
trusting I can bring this calmness and relaxation
into my sleep tonight,
into my sleep tonight,
letting go of my day,
letting go of my day,
letting go of all the things that I should have done but didn't,
letting go of all the things I should have done but didn't,
letting go of all the things that I did do and shouldn't have,
letting go of all the things I did do and shouldn't have,
letting all of that go,
letting all of that go,
so that at the right time
so that at the right time
I can slip into a deep, nourishing sleep.
and slip into a deep, nourishing sleep
And wake up refreshed
wake up refreshed
at exactly the right time,
exactly the right time,
feeling energized
feeling energized
and raring to go.
and raring to go.
And say transform and take a deep breath.
Transform.
So how are you doing?
I feel really relaxed. Actually, I don't feel any shred of frustration at all at the moment at all. It just doesn't feel, yeah, not even if you ask me a whole raft of emotions, that wouldn't come up at all. I do feel really relaxed, a little bit on the sleepy side actually, but kind of forgiving, if that's the right word. And it's ironic.